Hello, hello. I am making cookies and I'm going to talk while I make cookies. This isn't going to be a making cookies vlog, but it's a multitasking vlog. And I also just noticed that Caroline uploaded her video from yesterday in which she makes cookies. And I haven't watched that video yet, but I just think it's kind of funny. I feel like I never was so aware of how much I cook or bake until we started doing this stuff. And Caroline and I collectively have done a lot of baking, cooking videos. So anyway, today what I was doing basically was I was doing what they always say that you should not do, and I was putting a price on happiness. And I was trying to calculate how much I would have to make to live a very comfortable, nice life in the Bay Area, in Berkeley and or Oakland, where I would like to live. And I concluded, so I thought a lot about it and I put in a lot of factors. So right now I spend about, let's see, between like $100 and $200 on food and groceries, but typically it is closer to 100 because I have my family close by and I know how to act very cheaply. But doing that, I don't really eat out that much, and I make my own stuff, and I don't really do a lot of experimenting when I'm making stuff. I always make the same thing because it's cheap and it stays within my budget. So ideally, when I have a real job and I'm not a student, then I wouldn't want to be eating in the same way that I do now. I would want to go out more, probably, and I'd probably want to have a more variety in my diet. Which isn't to say that I don't have a balanced diet right now. I would say I have a very balanced diet and a good diet, especially for a college student, but it's not, there could be more variety in the already balanced diet, is what I'm saying. So I was thinking, well, let's say I was really high class and what if I could go to Whole Foods all the time and get fresh meat cuts from the butcher or a local butcher, and then only organic produce and fresh fish and fresh meat and all this stuff, expensive high-end organic, straight from the farm to my hands and into my kitchen. So I was thinking, well, how much would that be? And maybe $400. I mean, I'm not really sure because I don't buy that stuff, but I was like, well, let's just say doubling what you're already spending on normal groceries. I think that's a pretty generous estimate, saying that it costs twice as much, but I don't know. Maybe it costs 3 times as much. But I was just saying, okay, let's do 400. And then, okay, what about household items like toilet paper, and maybe I wouldn't use paper towels when I'm older, but right now I'm actually quite reliant on paper towels. And I know it's wasteful, but I really like paper towels. So, okay, paper towels, and then shampoo and conditioner and cleaning supplies and all that crap, okay. Oh, and then I probably want to have pets, so pet food. So maybe that would come up to around well, let's just say $1,000. Okay, and then I was looking around on Craigslist to find out, well, let's see, where do I want to live? And most of the places that I found were that would be ooh, that's a really nice place to live. Live by myself with pets, like I said. And that seems to be between $1,500 and $3,000 per month, and that's taking into consideration utilities and stuff. So let's say I lived in a really high-end place and I paid $3,000, including utilities, for rent. So that's $3,000, and then $1,000 for all of the, there's a cat outside and my dog is going crazy. Okay, so basically that's $4,000 monthly expenses, including food and entertainment and living expenses and things like that. So like $4,000, okay. But then how much of my paycheck do I want to be going towards those expenses? Well, I would say that I should be paying for my current needs like less than half. So hopefully through the whole month I would make more than $8,000, right? So then I could have $4,000 for my immediate need for the month, and then I could put away $4,000 for savings or buy like extra camera lenses or something. I was like, okay, like maybe 8,000. So what is that? That's maybe between like $35 to $40 an hour, I think. I think that's right, but I'm not sure. I'm like, okay, $35 an hour. That sounds like not bad for someone coming out of college. Like, is that reasonable? And the only problem with this whole scenario is that I don't know if that's a reasonable amount for me to start. But that's basically what I concluded. For Dana Nyberg to live a comfortable, nice life, like a leisurely, romantic, capital R romantic lifestyle, it would probably cost around, at least, it would require me to make at least $8,000 a month. And I think that seems pretty reasonable. But again, maybe I've grossly underestimated the amount that I would be spending, but I don't know. So that's what I was doing today. I was putting a price on happiness and seeing if it was possible. And I've concluded that I guess it's possible, but I'm not gonna know until I actually get into the workforce, and that's scary. So we'll see how all of that works. Yeah, but I'm just the kind of person who really likes planning ahead. So I would not advise anyone else to do this. Like, for example, like I just said, I planned that whole thing out, and I still have a year to go in school. I also recently started brainstorming on ideas for my cover letter that I will send to my dream company, and that cover letter does not need to be written until another year, but I started it. And I also made a list of things that I should probably get experience on for like my demo reel and my resume and stuff. So I like obsessively plan ahead, and like I would think that planning ahead would be a benefit, and that it means that I will probably have a good chance of succeeding in the future, but I really have no way of knowing. So I see, it's like no matter what you do, you don't really ever know what's going to happen, and no one ever really can know what's going to happen. So in some sense, you might as well just not worry about it and go with how things are. So that's my advice. If you're stressing about something, then there's really no point to that, because even the people who seem like they know what they're doing probably don't, and they're probably worrying just as much as you are. So that's all I'm gonna say. And I'm gonna get back to making these. I'm making oatmeal raisin cookies, in case you were wondering, oatmeal raisin almond chocolate chip cookies. I was just throwing crap into it. But anyway, that was my impromptu philosophical vlog. So I hope you're having a good April, and I'll see you tomorrow.